What's going on, y'all? It's your boy DJ Trakmass. I promised some of you guys that I was going to do a video of the new Pioneer DDJ-SX. I know a lot of viewers wanted to see, a lot of the YouTubers out there, they wanted to see, kind of the functions and things like that. And there's quite a few reviews out there already. You know what I mean? So you probably already made your decision on if you're going to get it or not. I'm going to try to go over some of the things that I didn't see. That some people didn't talk about. One of the things that a lot of people didn't talk about was the new. And actually, give me 1 second, Gerald. Can you grab the light for me right there? Thank you. One of the things that some people didn't talk about is the sensitivity functions on the platters, on the actual platters right here. There's major sensitivity in them. You got to set them to a certain way, and you do that by on the bottom here. There's a sensitivity, a touch sensor level. I know it's not zooming in properly, but there's a touch sensor level right there that you have to use and kind of get to, to your own function. So I'm just going to break down some of the things on this here, and then also some of the things on the brand new Serato DJ as well. Sorry if you hear a little bit of clanking and stuff like that. My son is doing his chores right now, so apologize for that. But anyway, Jarrell, can you hold the camera? Thank you. All right, so first things first. Once again, everybody, this is the Pioneer DDJ-SX. It is a a 4-deck mixer, a 4-channel mixer. It could run 2 or 4 decks through the actual program, Serato DJ. We'll get into that in a minute. But the major features of this is one of them is definitely going to be the jog wheels. The jog wheels on these are really nice, really sensitive. They're very big. They feel really good to scratch on, to blend on, to pitch bend on, things like that. They feel really tight, really solid. The only thing I don't like is trying to spin back. If you try to do a backspin, it doesn't continue to go. That's the one thing I don't like. And another thing I don't like is the pitch control being so close to it. That's another thing that I don't like. It's something you could get used to, but it's something that it was a little bit of a pet peeve to me. But once you get used to it, I'm sure it'll be fine, because besides those, this is bar none the best controller on the market. It's super sturdy, super solid. It's pretty much all metal. I have it on top of the Serato box. I don't have my case yet. Cases are out of stock right now. But it's super solid. It's almost 13 pounds. Pure metal chassis on the top. It is a real hard plastic on the bottom. It's not a metal chassis on the bottom, but it is, as you can probably see right here as I do this. Let me just plug these out here for a second. As you can see here on the bottom here, and excuse me for the light, I probably need to see if I can get a little bit more light over here. That might work a little bit better. But on the bottom of the unit here, you can see on the bottom of the unit, it's like a hard plastic on the bottom as well, but it does have, and it shows block diagrams, things like that, for the booth out and everything. On the front of the unit, let's see. On the front of the actual unit here, and you could bring the camera up here to kind of take a look. Over here we have, of course, the Serato logo. I got it here for a second, Gerald. Thank you. Over here you have the Serato logo here. You have your headphones here. You have a 1/4 inch and you have an 1/8 inch that you could use. Right here is your headphone input level, and you can actually push these in too, which is real nice. You can push these in. You have your channel 1, channel 3 on this side. And these are all your input selects. Your channel 1, channel 3 on the left side. Your channel 2 and your channel 4 on the right side. So you could connect CDJs, turntables, whatever you want to connect. You could connect to this as a backup if need be. This is your crossfader curve. Again, this could be pushed in, pushed out as well too. A very solid Pioneer product. As usual, the S1 was very solid as well too, and a very good unit. But this definitely is taking the cake on the S1. But your crossfader curve, which of course you guys know how the curves work. I don't really have to explain that to you, I don't think. If I do, then just comment in the video and we can talk about it. And of course, like I was telling you before about the touch sensor level, and that touch sensor level is strictly for the platters, because there's a way that you could actually set them up. It's best to set them up between 11 and 12 o'clock on each side. That's best to set them up because you get the best function for scratching at that point. If you set it up anywhere past that, you'll get a lag in your scratching. So that's one thing a lot of people don't know about that you definitely want to take a look at and see, so you know what's the best setup for you. All right, go ahead and grab that, Gerald. Thank you. All right, don't get your fingers in there. All right, so again, we'll go over right here. We'll go over the platter right here. Again, like I told you earlier, really nice platters. Right here, we have the effects functions, and I know a lot of people want to hear some of the effects. And the effects are actually made by a new company called Isotope. So the effects are actually way better than Itch has ever been. We all have complained about Serato Itch and what they do, and these knobs and everything here, very nice knobs, very easy to use knobs, and they coincide with the Serato DJ program. And very, very nice set of knobs. The buttons, really nice and easy to use. These don't pop on, of course, because I'm not using these at the time. But I'm using this one here right now. Excuse me. You see your grid adjust right here, and this is one of the really cool things right here. This is called a dual deck mode. Okay, of course you have your channel 1 and 3, and then on the other side you have 2 and 4. But the great thing about this now is you could actually hit the dual deck mode, and once you hit dual deck, you're controlling 2 decks. So you could actually scratch 2 decks at the same time if you want to do that. Gives you a great option for tricks. Gives you a great option for remixes, things like that. I'm definitely working on a lot of those now. You guys will probably hear some of those later on in my SoundCloud and things like that. So keep in mind for that. This is a great feature. Very awesome feature, very nice to use. The dual deck mode, very nice. Down here is like almost the meat and potatoes of the whole deal. All right, you got your pads. Okay, I'm gonna connect the speaker real quick. All right, so down here you got your pads. Okay. You got your pads down here. Now, these are all your pads, and you could use these for your hot cues, your rolls, your slicer, and your sampler if you have a sampler. So, for example, I just have a simple track loaded up. So, if I play this track here, that's basically how that's going to work. And you can set up your cues by just tapping where you want it to go. Very easy. Your rolls are very simple. Very simple with the rolls. You guys know how slicers work. Slicers are very simple depending upon what part of the track and things like that you're on. And I'll do that in another video. And of course, everybody know what a sampler is. A sampler is real simple. You know what I mean? If you have a sample, you use your sample. And I gotta turn the sample volume up. Sorry about that. If you have a sample, you can use a sampler.
DJ-Trakmass.
So you do something like that, and you can use your sample. So you can switch back and forth, go back to your hot cues, and kind of use them real nice. It's a real quick setup. You know what I mean? Once you get the hang of it, switch it from back and forth. It's really nice. Of course, you got your sync button that I don't believe in. I hate the sync button. I truly don't feel that any DJ with experience should ever touch this button. I don't like it, but again, some people like it. That's fine, whatever. So there's your sync button, real simple. You hit the button if you wanted to sync the track, so that way you don't have to use the pitch control at all. If you want to turn the sync off on the unit itself, you just hold the shift button down right here. There you go. You just hold the shift button down right here, and once you hold the shift button, hit the sync button, it shuts off. Okay, shift button is going to be your baby. The shift button does a lot of these second features on the actual unit. So you're going to have a lot of, if anybody that has like the DDJ-S1, you know what I'm talking about. If you're getting your first controller, you may not know what I'm talking about. But the shift button basically is going to control anything on the actual unit that is in white. So for example, if I'm looking over here at this auto loop button right here, if I hit the shift button, then it's going to do the loop active when I hit the shift button. So same thing with this here. If I hold the shift button, instead of just doing these functions with the 2-time beat and a half beat, it's going to do a loop shift if I hold the shift button. So your shift button is going to be your friend here. Even like up here, when you look up here, the effects select. So if I hold the shift button and then hit this button, the effects will, the select feature for the effects will show up on the Serato DJ software. Sorry about that. So the shift button is going to be one of your best friends. And of course you got your Q button, real solid, nice Q button here. Your play button, really solid and nice. So that's basically your deck. You got your tempo range over here. Thank you. You got your tempo range over here. You got your vinyl set up here. If you wanted to rock vinyl, you make sure that's loaded up. So those are pretty simple. Okay. So that's basically your decks for the DDJ-SX. I don't need to go over the other side of decks. What I'm going to talk about now is this right here, which is the mixer. Okay. This is a all-in-one mixer. Okay. Make sure I get some good light here. This is a all-in-one mixer. All right, there we go. All right, so this is an all-in-one mixer here. Like I said before, you have 4 channels here. These are your 4 channels here: channel 3, channel 1, channel 2, and channel 4. You have all of those here. You have your sampler volume here, which anytime you're using a sampler, you want to make sure your volume's at a good range, so that way you'll get good sound from your sampler. Your headphone mix right here. Q all the way over here. Keep it in the middle if you want to hear the Q and the master. Master over here if you just want to hear the master. Things of that nature. You guys know how that works. Your booth level monitor, really nice because this does have a booth. This is really nice, a real good addition from what the S1 didn't have. Okay? And I'm going to go to the back of the unit in a minute and I'm going to show you some things on the back of the unit so that way you know what's what. On the top here, you have your master volume level. Over here you have your, let me pull it out a little bit here so you can see it a little bit better. Sorry guys, I'm really doing this video on the fly because I know you guys are really asking for it. Over here you have your jog wheel for basically looking at your tracks, selecting your tracks, things like that. So you're basically, going left to right with this. Your back, your load, things like that. And then on the bottom of those you have your view and you have your area in the white. And again, remember what I told you earlier about the shift button. The shift button is what you'll use for the view and the area. So you'll hold the shift button down and you'll be able to change your views on Serato DJ. Your vertical, horizontal, things like that. So that's how that works. On the top here, you have your load features here. These are basically when you're ready to load a track. So for example, we have channel 1 and channel 2 set up. So if you want to load a track that you selected, you click that, it loads on track on number 1. You click this one, it loads on number 2. Okay? If you wanted to do doubles, you just have to double tap it. If you double tap it, then you'll have doubles, and it'll be in the exact place as the other track is. So that's those, and of course you have on here as normal on every channel. You have your trim function, which will actually allow the music to get a little bit louder on that particular channel. You have your highs, mids, lows, and then you have your high pass and low pass filter here, which is really nice. And I thought at first it was not going to be a full kill, but they are full kill low pass and high pass filters, which is really nice. So it's a very nice setup, very nice mixer. And the great thing about the mixer too, of course, is the effects. They're fully fader compatible, so you don't have to worry about, once you do a